Today, on Leaders in Coffee presented by Bachour, we sit down with Coral Gables Vice Mayor Vince Lago. Let's go select the pastry.
So this weekend, because it's always a weekend occurrence that my children want to come to Bachour, we usually go with something that's a little bit more dessert. But since it's during the weekday, I'm going to pick something a little lighter. But usually my two favorites are either the almond.
Great choice.
Or the almond. I like the almond because it's something light, it's nut-free, it's healthy, but there's just so many options here. What I really enjoy about coming here is that we have a world-class restaurant in our own backyard. I was astounded to really find out that the city of Coral Gables, neither in the state of Florida, we don't have a Michelin star rated restaurant in the entire state. I think this is an opportunity to bring that to the city of Coral Gables, because this is not only what our business and our residents deserve, but this is what draws people to the city of Coral Gables. And if we're able to achieve a restaurant in our own backyard that has a Michelin star, I just think it's a feather in our cap.
Right, so let's make a choice.
I'm going with the almond.
Mr. Vice Mayor, thanks again for joining us for Leaders in Coffee presented by Bachour. 6 years in the City Commission. Where does your passion to serve our city come from?
It's truly a pleasure to serve. I've seen myself really focusing on the city's public safety, on the city's financials, and also the environment. The environment has been an incredible strong point for myself. You know, not only do we preach it, but we also live it. My family and I, for the last 3 years, we've had solar panels on our home. We drive a 100% electric car. We've seen the benefits of being sustainable and being environmentally conscious. So we've dedicated ourselves to the environment, to ensuring that we leave a lasting legacy for our two young daughters. We want to leave Coral Gables a better place than when we started.
How do you think the challenges have changed since you started in the commission 6 years ago to today?
Well, the city's grown. The city's grown immensely. We've had many people move into the city. Everybody wants to live very central to where they work. As a representative for the TPO, the Transportation Planning Organization for the city of Coral Gables, I witnessed and I've seen the statistics of the amount of people that are driving through the city of Coral Gables on a daily basis in an effort to get to work or get back home from work. And this is a big struggle because we lack and we've had poor planning over the last 20 years in regards to the half penny and other measures that we were supposed to achieve, and our city has grown exponentially. So we've had this massive growth and we haven't had the proper planning at the county level. And this has hurt municipalities. This has hurt all 34 municipalities in Miami-Dade County.
Sustainability is an issue that's always been important to you. Are we moving in the right direction as a city?
You know, it's interesting you mentioned that, because not only are we moving in the right direction, but when I got into elected office 6 years ago and the residents gave me the privilege to serve them, I noticed that we weren't even recycling in city buildings. We've gone from being dormant in regards to sustainability to being the leader not only in Miami-Dade County, but throughout the state of Florida. We're doing exceptional things when it comes to sustainability and the environmental stewardship. We're leading in regards to parks. We bought over 6 parks and we're in the process of closing on another one near Bird Road. We're analyzing a few more for the future. I believe that everyone should be able to walk from their residence 5 to 10 minutes to get to an open space. We've planted almost 4,000 trees. I've passed ordinances that have made it very strict in regards to our building code that buildings need to have a LEED ordinance in place. We have right now currently, when I got into office, we didn't have one fully electric vehicle in our portfolio in regards to our fleet. Now we have over 50 and we'll have 80 hopefully in the next 2 years. That puts this small city of 51,000 residents as the leaders in the state of Florida in regards to fully electric vehicles. That's something that we should be proud of, because not only are we helping the environment, but we're also helping the bottom line. When I say bottom line is when you have an electric vehicle like the one I have, you don't have to put gas, maintenance is minimal, which allows people to work efficiently. It allows people to get back on the job and not have to provide maintenance for that vehicle. So there's a sustainable component to it, but also there's a fiscal responsibility component. We're doing a lot of different initiatives like plastic bag and polystyrene ordinance, which has worked incredibly well throughout the city of Coral Gables. And it worked incredibly well because we planned accordingly. We met with the businesses, we met with the restaurants, we let them use their existing plastic bag stock. And that's an ordinance that I'm very proud of, which I wrote. And now over 50 cities throughout the state of Florida are also piggybacking and adopting this ordinance, even though we're currently at the 3rd DCA fighting that legislation. but it's working, it's paying dividends, and we're putting the environment first. Because I'm a believer, and I think that all of us are, that a state like the state of Florida that we live in, which is not a banking hub, which is not a technology hub just yet, depends on its tourism. Depends on over 100 million people coming to enjoy our beautiful beaches, the Everglades, and we need to do everything in our power to protect that.
As far as development, it's been a hot button issue, election after election. You have been steadfast, trying to maintain the integrity of our city. Talk to us about the path the city's going as far as development.
Look, I've always been a believer that we need to continue to grow, and that's important. We need to draw young professionals into this community so we can stop the over 700,000 cars that drive through the city. We'll never be able to stop them, but at least we'll be able to slow them down. But what I want to do is I want to see people living in our city. I want to see our downtown, our restaurants be vibrant the entire weekend, like it's happening now. You're seeing people move into the city. In reference to development, what I've really focused on is ensuring that the projects that come before us are sustainable, have an art component, are beautiful, but also are within a height restriction that I deem appropriate for the city of Coral Gables. I think I voted probably 50% in favor and 50% against projects. But what we need to do is always consider projects that protect the integrity of the city of Coral Gables, that take into consideration George Merrick's vision and what we want to see the city grow into.
Going back to the growth discussion, a big meeting on annexation this week by the City Commission, Sunshine meeting. What did you hear from residents, and what do you think the next step will be as far as annexation?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that. I called for that meeting with Commissioner Keon, a colleague of mine, and we wanted to make sure that, as always, we're transparent. And that's something that I focus on in the city of Coral Gables. We want to always allow the residents and the people who are interested in this community to have an opportunity to voice their opinion. And when I talk about transparency, why do I think that's important and why I think that's at the bedrock of being an elected official? Since I got elected, I've done a newsletter. I've done open door Fridays that you can come and visit me every Friday, 3 to 5 o'clock. I do a quarterly town hall meeting, and now we do it twice a year. We just had one last week, which was incredibly attended. Over 250 people came to the event, and I want to thank Gables Insider for always being present and ensuring that our transparent vision is upheld. But what we want people to do is we want people to become engaged in the city of Coral Gables. We want people to understand that we work for them, not that they work for us. And this is a great opportunity via transparency to ensure that everybody has a seat at the table.
Demographics of our city are slowly changing. A lot of new younger families, as you were discussing. What do you tell those younger families who are moving into our city?
I tell them, I always ask them, why are you here? And it's interesting, they tell us because they love the vision of the city. They love the fact that we have a vibrant downtown, that we have our first-class police and fire. I tell them to get engaged. Get engaged in your community. Join a board, join an organization, join the chamber, join the Coral Gables Community Foundation, join the museum. There's a litany of issues. There's a litany of foundations. There's an incredible organizations here in the city of Coral Gables. We want people to be passionate about the city of Coral Gables. And how do you become passionate about the city of Coral Gables? Become engaged. Become involved. And that's why when I decided to run 8 years ago and I spoke to my wife about it, that's why we chose to live in the city of Coral Gables over 15 years ago. That's why I ran for public office. And I ask people all the time, one day my time on the commission will come to an end. We need people to, no matter what your idea is, no matter what your opinion is, go out there and get involved. Even if it's on the commission or it's on a board or it's on some sort of philanthropic organization. Involvement is key to a vibrant city which has a future.
You've always made accessibility a topic of conversation for yourself and always had an open door policy. How does that help you do your job?
Well, I think that's at the foundation of why you run for public office. We represent the residents here. So I do things a little bit differently. I have open door Fridays every Friday from 3 to 5 o'clock. Anybody can walk into my office. You don't need to schedule an appointment. I answer every single email, every single contact on social media myself within 24 hours. We have a very robust social media campaign, my office. We also do our town hall meetings, which we've been doing them for over 5 years. We took over for Vice Mayor Bill Kurdak, who used to do them in the past, which is something that we're very proud of. We invite all our colleagues on the commission to come and get engaged and make sure that they touch the residents in the business community. We also do a monthly newsletter with fresh content, which talks about a lot of the legislation that I write, which I'm very proud of, which runs the gamut from fiduciary responsibilities to environmental stewardship to public safety. So I believe that our fundamental, most important avenue that we should always be addressing as an elected official is public safety and transparency. And that's what I think is at the key of holding public office.
Any closing message for those residents who are watching us now?
Well, the closing message is simple. I'm grateful to serve you. I look forward to serving you over the next 2 years. I think there's a great opportunity to take this city to the next level. We're already, in my opinion, in the opinion of many, the greatest city in Miami-Dade County and probably in the state of Florida. But there's always opportunities to become more efficient, always opportunities to become more environmentally sensitive, to really be more fiscally conservative. So I ask you, call me, engage your elected officials, engage me, find me on social media, either on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, respond to my newsletter, come to a town hall meeting, visit me at City Hall, open door Fridays, 3 to 5 o'clock. I work for you, but you have to become engaged. And I look forward to not only talking to you, but hopefully enjoying a great restaurant like I'm here every Sunday at Bachour and breaking bread with you. Because I don't have an issue. Instead of having the meetings in City Hall, we can always have them here at Bachour.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Vice Mayor, and thank you all for watching. We're going to finish our pastries here and enjoy our great breakfast here at Bachour. We hope you can come by soon and visit this great establishment and our sponsor for Leaders in Coffee. Tune in next time for another Leaders in Coffee presented by Bachour.